Happy time zone, fellow travelers, and welcome to another edition of Fast Travel, the GDQ Hotfix show, where we take the metaphorical GDQ plane around the world to visit the sights, sounds, and of course, speedruns from different regions of our wonderful speedrunning world. This episode, we are heading back to Europe. We spent quite a bit of time in Europe, and then we had to hop on back on over to North America a couple of weeks ago, and we met up with some of our lovely Canadian neighbours. But now we are back in Europe, and we have headed to the Nordic countries. So that is Scandinavia, Finland, so Sweden, Norway, Denmark, and Finland. And we've got 3 runners already from that region, running a couple of them running games from the region, and one running a game with a very, very cheeky link to the Nordic regions, which you'll learn a little bit more about later. But first up, we have got a game that was developed in Sweden. Now, Sweden, of course, is home to the European Speedrunner Assembly. Their next event is the 6th and the 14th of February in Malmö in Sweden. It's always Malmö in Sweden. I'd love to go one day. It's one I've been able to go to despite living in Europe myself. Over its lifetime, they have raised 1.25 million euros for various charities. So an absolutely fantastic event. Definitely go and check it out. But we have got not only a runner running a game from Sweden, but our first runner tonight, Caspi, is going to be running this game at the next ESA event. So please, everyone, give a warm welcome to Caspi, who is here now, ready to run Ultros. Take it away, Caspi.
Thank you so much, Nick. I'm very excited to be showing this off. Yeah, this is Ultros. It's a 2D platforming Metroidvania developed by a small group of people, just making what they want to make. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a good time. Yeah, I think I'm pretty much ready. So time is going to be once we skip this first cutscene here. Technically, it's when we fade in, but that's harder to time because of loading times and things like that. So we're going to be starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go!
Yes. All right, Ultros. So the first thing I'm going to try to explain here at the beginning of the run is slide chaining. Slide chaining is very simply one of the fastest ways of moving around. By sliding and jumping in quick succession like this, we can do several slides in a row, which is going to be a lot faster usually than running. The reason why I ran there during that screen is because we got up to top speed. But if we can't get up to top speed, slide chaining is going to be a lot more efficient. Now, in this next upcoming room, I'm going to be grabbing a piece of fruit. This piece of fruit is going to be one of the things that we need in order to build up our skill tree, which is a very important part of the routing, especially in the early game, where we want to grab the right amount of food in order to get the abilities that we want for the speedrun, which includes killing enemies in such a way that we don't damage the meat. A little bit morbid. But just like that, we get the perfect variety, as it's known. The routing for this, optimally, is very tight. We can only mess up one of the enemies. Thankfully, I'm pretty practiced at this point, so hopefully that won't happen. Worst case scenario, I do have a backup. Oops, I do need to grab it. But yeah, so the first little bit here, a lot of it is focused on this gathering of food and trying our best to get the abilities that we want. This is Gardner. He is our friend. Any guesses as to what he likes to do, being named Gardner and planting a seed?
Oh, is there some sort of herbology?
Yeah, he is in fact a gardener. Yeah,
should have known. Sorry
about that. But yeah, we won't be seeing him too much throughout this run, which is a shame. He is certifiably a friend. But we're going fast, so we kind of got to ignore him. And then we get my favorite part of the run, the menuing. Beautiful. There's something about that menuing that is really satisfying to me. You'll also be noticing anytime I'm dropping off the ledge, I'm trying to turn around, or if I'm turning around, I am trying to turn around and slash in order to move quickly in that direction. Grabbing that piece of food there and eating that during the sort of standstill sort of tutorial pop-up. Save a couple seconds. kill this guy. This guy's a little easier to kill because we got to stun him to break his shield, so we don't have to worry about that. I'm going to be grabbing 2 upgrades here, the combo and the drop kick. The combo we'll be seeing the usage of in this next upcoming room, if I can get this cheeky little jump. I love that jump. I've been messing that up a lot today, so that's good. I got that. But yeah, the combo is going to allow us to kill those guys a lot quicker. Eat that there so that we can kill this enemy, line him up, and shoot him at another enemy on the wall here in order to get a little bit of a double kill. And switch over. We don't want to eat that piece of fruit that we got from Gardener yet. If we do, we will need to use that backup save. So trying not to do that accidentally. And then grabbing our next upgrade here, the 2-step jump, sort of like the double jump in like a 3D Mario game, just slightly higher. In addition, it also gives us a slight speed boost and an upgrade to our momentum, which is going to allow us to break through those walls there by building up speed, just like that. Kill those 2 guys and eat their flesh again a bit more, but you gotta do what you gotta do. And finally, eat this. And that's pretty much all of the upgrades we are going to need. We're going to get one more later on. But these 2 upgrades allow us to do a bit of a pseudo double jump like that by grabbing onto a wall, which was one of the abilities, the wall climb. By grabbing onto a wall and then air dashing, or jumping and air dashing, we get an extra little bonus jump, which wasn't initially intended. But then the devs, we asked devs if they could re-implement it, and they're like, okay, fine. For you. The devs are very chill. They're in our community Discord. Or some of them are. So we're going to see the power of this, along with us having unlocked the regular double jump. So now we have a triple jump, which is going to allow us to go where the game doesn't really intend us to go. We were supposed to go straight forwards there. Instead, we're not going to do that, because that's slow. We'd have to basically reset all of our progress by looping, sort of like a roguelike, except not at all, but looping back to the beginning and getting our abilities back, which we don't want to do. That's very slow. Instead, we're going to just climb up these exits. They're supposed to be exclusively exits, but we use them as entrances instead. And climb up to the next area. There's Gardener again. Another thing about the double jump, or the high 2-step jump, as it's called, is that we can build immense amounts of speed by chaining them together, sort of like bunny jumping or bunny hopping. So this room really showcases that, with us going into the water here and just, yeah, building up so much speed. Just like that. And yeah, thoughts so far?
Chat is absolutely loving the trippy art style, and I cannot fault that opinion. This is such a beautiful game to look at. I don't know where to look because there's so much stuff going on, and it's all so pretty in a kind of gruesome kind of way as well.
Yeah, it grabbed my attention immediately when I saw it on Steam Next Fest. I think just before it came out. It's nearing its 2-year anniversary this February. So. But here we're going to be doing some more 2-step jumps, but this time instead of running into a wall, we're going to try to store that speed and then slide into the wall, which is going to allow us to break it from the backside, which we usually wouldn't be able to. And that's going to lead us on to our second proper upgrade of the run, which is the Trimmer, which if you've played the game, you'll think, okay, you can break some bushes. Oh no, you can do a lot more with this Trimmer than you think, because if you shoot it out, it has a hitbox. And using the dropkick that we unlocked earlier, we can bounce off of that hitbox, which means infinite height. Now, it is very difficult to do, so I'm going to line it up here. Nice, that allows us to get back out there. The nice thing about the Trimmer jumps is that... how's that gonna... Okay, that's fine. The good thing about the Trimmer jumps is that even though they are difficult, there's usually, in nearly every case, there is... another way of doing it using the air dash jumps instead. So this game has a very high skill ceiling, but also pretty low skill floor. It's one of those. And then we have one of my favorite tricks. That's Toilet Flip. Very funny name, but it kind of explains stuff. This tube here that we're going up is the toilet of this world, for some reason. And by abusing the fact that the trigger for it is under where it's supposed to be, because we haven't technically unlocked it yet, we can sort of squeeze into the corner and clip inside. It's not a traditional clip, but it's very cool. It's a lot of no major glitches because it's fun. It's cool. So we like doing it. And I'm gonna be approaching a very scary jump here. This will lose me a lot of time if I miss, so I'm gonna be a little careful here. Do the safe strat. Nice, you made that. Yeah, that you either have to go the long way if you fall down, or just restart from last save, and either way that's like 3 minutes lost at best. But yeah, that went pretty well. No complaints here. I've actually been struggling a lot with that specific trimmer jump right before this room, so pretty happy I got that so quickly. Yeah, now we're going to be getting this upgrade here, the sprayer tool. Not super useful in the grand scheme of things. We need it to get out of this room, and then we're going to be needing it to make 2 plants kiss, and I think that's just great.
Aww, that's lovely.
My headcanon is that they are both boys. These 2 male plants. So we're going to eat this food that we grabbed earlier, drop on down, and you may not kiss the bride, or the groom. I just said they were boys. Grab these fruits here, eat those, and we're going to grab, officially, finally, the final upgrade of the run, the quick follow-up, which is useful for both combat and movement. We'll be seeing its movement potential first, soon enough. But we're going to be running over to this side here and doing a few more trimmer jumps once we enter this room. And this is a great example of a room where the fastest way of doing it is just trimmer jumping the entire way up. But I find that to be very scary and difficult, so I just do it enough to where I can cling onto the wall and air dash jump the rest of the way. So you kind of saw the quick follow-up dash there, QFU dash as it's known in the community. Oops. The great thing about it is that you can do it off of the trimmer as well, which is going to look really slick when I eventually get it at some point, probably, hopefully. But you can, anytime you break a background object or something, you can use the quick follow-up to gain immense speed from it, and it is one of the quickest ways of moving. There you go. That's how that looks. And now we're going to be getting over to the one and only boss fight in this run, the host. I'm going to try to focus a little bit because I would love to get the 1 cycle on this. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's going to be in the way. That's quite rare, but okay. The host is not being very nice to me here with the RNG. That's fine. That's a lot better. Ooh, nice! I got that. Ooh, that was a bit scary with those blocks flying around, but I managed. I got the quick cycle. And this run is going pretty damn good so far, if I'm being honest. But that was the Pantheon segment. It's actually called the POTS segment because the full title is Pantheon of the Stars, which shortened is POTS. Now we have sort of... we have the shortest segment of the run, optimally, less than a minute. This is the garden split, one that is a little bit RNG dependent because of some bushes that we have to break using the trimmer in its for its intended purpose. Unfortunately, we do have to do that as well. Moving on down here. My current goal for the split isn't less than a minute though, so I gotta... It would be cool if I could do that, but optimally it is just below a minute, about like 56 seconds or so. Yeah, even though I am running it, I am not necessarily the best at this game. Jundora, who may or may not be watching, I don't know, is the world record holder, and they are just absolutely fantastic at this game. They also made the guide for it, so if this run looks interesting, please check that out, because they did a great guide, and it's what allowed me to get better at the game myself and learn this route, which this route is fairly recent. There were some complications involving things getting patched out and things, but we finally ended up at a spot that I'm very happy with. That piece of movement there that I just love. where we just bounce off and immediately quick follow-up to just dash out of the room. And then we have the worst segment of the game. This is the way we came, is what the strat is called, because guess what? We go the way we came. It really is that simple. These Ducati, as they're called, are kind of spawn randomly, and we have to try and avoid them, which I'm not doing a great job of right now. I say right now, I usually don't do a great job of it. Let's try this instead. There we go. These are a real pain. This split in my PB, I have 10 seconds of time save, and every run I've done the past few days has not gained a single second of time from the split. Even though it is the split I have the most time saving, because it is just that RNG dependent. Oh well, that could have gone better, but it could have gone worse, so I'm not too mad about that. But the whole segment that we are entering here, the lake segment, it's split up into two. The entrance segment, which is what we're doing now, and then the actual main segment of the area. It is the most difficult segment of the game, both because of that and because of some other various things, some nuances, and just all around tricky to get consistent at, but I try my best. And we're doing the Metroidvania thing of going back where we were at the beginning of the game with new abilities, where we're just zooming past. These guys don't stand a chance. Okay, I said that, but I was very close to hitting that guy. That would have been embarrassing. Thankfully, I didn't. Yeah, we're just moving on down to here. But instead of going up there, we're going to break these bushes, and the trimmer was being very nice to me there and allowing me to get through. And now the pod entrance, or sorry, lake entrance, and now we are on to the main lake segment. Now this room here, we're going to be doing another method of gaining speed by alternating between joystick and D-pad. We can build up speed and then two-step jump to break through walls. It's so weird, and I don't get why it works. It just works, and I just got to trust the game. Sometimes it annoys me. Sometimes it allows me to go through. It's a bit weird. And then we have this Zorok sister here, which we are unfortunately going to have to kill. We do have a quick kill, if I can execute it properly. Okay, I got the backup, so that's good. Not a bad kill at all. We do have 2 more opportunities, because there are 3 of them that we have to kill to finish the area. But yeah, it's mainly those fights there that make this area so difficult and so hard to tackle. I'd say it's probably not the hardest to learn necessarily, but it is the hardest to get good at. Build up more speed, alternating back and forwards. Boom, break that. Go down here, and squeeze on down to the second sister here. This one is the easiest to kill because we can just squeeze them into the wall. Oh, poor guy.
Oh, that looked mean.
Yeah, it was a little bit. That was bullying. Okay. Weird lag spec, but that's fine. Yeah, this chamber here, you're not supposed to be able to go up there, but it is far faster than going around, and we like going fast. That's really the whole thing, isn't it? Oops.
You're in good company.
Yeah. Let's see. It is possible to trimmer jump all the way up there, but that is difficult, and I have tried, but I've never been able to do it yet. But yeah, approaching the end of this segment here, we just got one more of those guys to kill. Breaking through that wall. They're again building up speed in weird ways. Dropping down here, and this is the final one. June likes telling me this is the most difficult one, but it's the one I have the most consistency with, weirdly enough. But who knows? Who's more believable, me or the world record holder? It really is a mystery. But yeah, we've now defeated all 3 of the Dwarf Sister. It is possible to go up the way we came using trimmer jumps, but that also is scary and difficult, and so I just take the 10 or so second time loss there. Going that the other way, going back around. Now we are approaching the final few segments of the game already. This run has been going incredibly well. That cutscene there is faster to spam through than it is to just skip the cutscene normally, which is kind of funny, and it keeps tripping me up. We got this funky little space area here that we are just gonna blaze on through using our Q dashes. We're on to the final pod. This is the 7th out of 8. And getting out of this room is a little bit tricky. If you don't know, if you're not very confident with trimmer jumps, you have to use the slicer we just unlocked to copy this tree and then move it around. It's the whole thing. But instead, we're just going to trimmer jump and get out. It's a lot easier. And a lot quicker as well. Moving on back. Any more thoughts from you over there?
The chat have been doing a really good job of talking about what this reminds them of. Toe Jam and Earl came up. For me, I'm getting some Rick and Morty vibes from it as well.
For sure.
So yeah, chat, I want you to let me know what is this reminding you of. And if you want to head on over to our wonderful Discord server as well and continue that conversation, then please do. We've got a huge community there, so make sure you get involved. Use !Discord in Twitch chat for to get an invite and join in the conversation.
Yes, yeah. This game reminds me of a lot of things. I think Toe Jam and Earl was a good shout. We're not going to be doing one of the other. Yeah, yes, it's a glitch. Whatever. No major glitches. Who cares? This is Living Network skip by squeezing into that corner up there and fading out of the level. The game gets confused about where our last location was and decides to spawn us through the platform. Very convenient, because if not, we would have to go all the way around, waste so many minutes, and that would just be just running around. That's no fun. Ooh. I forgot where I was. That's okay. But yeah, this is supposed to be one of the first segments you do in the game. Kind of shows us how backwards we're playing it. The Rotten Orchard has the host boss fight. One of my favorites in the all bosses run, because you kill it literally instantly by building speed, and the game gets confused, and the background objects that kind of the characters kind of built background objects, they get confused and they just explode, and it's literally, the fight is less than a second because of that. Unfortunately, we don't get to do that in this run. I also don't know the full all bosses run, but I do know that, and I have done it, and it is very fun. We have unlocked all of our main extractor upgrades. We have broken all the pods. All that is left is to get to the end of the game. We're on the final split, ladies and gentlemen. Now, ordinarily, what you would do here is you would follow this trail and you would go back to this big sort of hub area room that we would have seen throughout the whole game, but we skipped it, in order to fight the final boss. However, a few months ago, it was discovered that it is significantly faster to ignore the final boss and just run to the end of the game. The end of the game happens to be the beginning of the game as well. Oops. So by running back to the beginning of the game, the game sort of is like, okay, you got here, and we can just make it into the final room, and it is a lot faster and less RNG dependent than fighting the final boss, which is, why? Okay, my input wasn't working there. That is very fun. What are words? No, but that's shortened the time of the run significantly, and made getting a PB a little easier. But yeah, it also, I think, makes the run even more approachable than it already really is, by making us do even less combat, because the combat in this game is a little difficult. But yeah, we are back to the beginning now. We're just going to be moving on back. to the end of the game. Yeah, this run has gone surprisingly well, I must say. So we'll be well ahead of estimate here, but I'm sure that's fine. Rather be ahead of estimate than behind. Games really stick, and if you are interested in learning it, we have a community Discord linked on the speedrun.com page. It is a general just Discord for Ultros, but it started as a speedrunning Discord, and so we have a lot of different channels dedicated to the speedrun. And we also have a wonderful guide made by the wonderful June Dora. It's a good time. It's a fairly approachable speed game, especially if you've already played it once. I do recommend playing it once first. But here we're just going to build some speed. Try to break through this wall. Nice. I have been messing that up a lot today as well in practice. Yeah, final couple of rooms here. Almost at the end. Time will be, once I skip a couple of cutscenes and we fade out to black entirely, I will call it out when we're there. Skip through that, and it goes in here. Skip through that cutscene, and the next cutscene, once that fades out, that will be time. So, time.
Wow.
I golded that final split as well, hell yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Wonderful. Oh, yeah, not too bad at all. That is actually, I think that's the best run I have gotten, even in practice, other than, of course, my PvP. That's probably the second best run I've ever done. That was great.
That's amazing. Well done. Absolutely fantastic run. Who do you? Is there anyone else you want to shout out? Where can people find you? You come on well under estimates. You got plenty of time to talk about the run and talk about your stream and stuff.
Yeah. Well, if you want to check me out on Twitch, I stream when I can, which is not that often because of work, but I stream when I can. At KASPI with underscores in between each letter. I want to give a shout out to the entire community, Jundora and Anarchy, who I've seen in chat, and also Kisk. Those are all the people, and Jonxy as well, who ran the game when the game came out. All of them are fantastic people and fantastic runners. As well as that, I do have a GDQ run this upcoming AGDQ. I'm going to be running a game for Awful Block, and that's all I'll say about that, because I recommend going into it as blindly as possible, because it is ridiculous and it's stupid, and I love it. Other than that, I don't think I have too much else. So keep watching these amazing runs, and I think that'll be all.
Absolutely fantastic, Caspi. Thank you so much. That was brilliant. I certainly think you may have encouraged some people to pick up the game, at least to give it a go. Anyone who is a fan of Metroidvanias, I think is absolutely going to love just sort of digging into this and just enjoying what it has to offer. 'Cause, it's so trippy. We love it. Absolutely love it. And you open up a fantastic segue to remind everyone that Awesome Games Done Quick 2026, which is going to feature Caspi, will be live in Pittsburgh from January 4th to the 10th. Registration's currently open, so make sure you register if you want to experience the event in person. Just head to gdq.gg for more information and all that good stuff. Well, that is run number 1 of today's episode done. Thank you very much, Caspi, for that amazing showcase. We're going to go for a quick break now, but when we come back, hello everybody, welcome back to Fast Travel, the show where we are seeing the sights, sounds, and of course speedruns this week of the Nordic countries in Northern Europe. We're staying in Sweden for our next game, but we've brought along a Finnish speedrunner to showcase it. But before we get started with those, this weekend, starting I want to say tomorrow, technically for me it's now today, but I'm sure for most of our viewers, it's technically tomorrow. GDQ Hotfix's Disability and Neurodivergence Special is on this weekend. It starts at 1 p.m. Eastern each day, and it is benefiting autistic women and non-binary network. So you can check out the schedule right now by typing in !DND in chat, and do check it out. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic event. The schedule is absolutely stacked. So yeah, really looking forward to seeing some of those runs this weekend. Of course, if you're curious about what's coming up on that schedule, on any schedule, any hotfix show that we've got coming up, you can check that out, and also submit your runs to showcase on GDQ Hotfix over at gdq.gg/hotfix. But let's talk a little bit more about the run that we're about to see. Now, the previous one we talked about Sweden, so as we've got a finished run, we're going to talk a little bit about Finland, and I'm going to do my very best to say this next word, which is Valtijuoksu, which is a Finnish speedrunning marathon. The word literally translates to speed run, and Valtijuoksu Plus is a speedrun marathon that is actually live right now. It is live this weekend as well, and they are raising money for Finnish nature through the World Wildlife Fund. So yeah, go and give them a follow. Obviously, we want you to tune into the Disability and Neurodivergent stream, but keep that in mind as well. So to take us on a tour around the world, we've got Indiana Jones is a fantastic showcase for fast travel, a bit of an influence on the show actually. We have 83KY. Welcome to fast travel. Take it away.
Okay, yes. Yeah, I'm 83KY, and I'm going to be running Indiana Jones and the Great Circle here. Category will be any percent restricted, which means that there won't be any launch boost, which is one tech in the game. We will be still exploiting skips and out-of-bound stuff. And I'm joined here by Kovik, who's going to be doing commentary for me.
Hello.
And he's one of the moderators and also a runner of this game for in the community for this game. And I'm gonna be starting up a new run here. It's a familiar looking situation where we are here, but I'm gonna quit the game here and then go for a new game. And timing starts whenever I skip the first cutscene. So it's gonna be happening in 3, 2, 1 now.
Woo, let's do this!
So we are in Peru, and we are trying to enter the Blood Temple. There's quite something familiar about all this. I've seen this before somewhere. And yeah,
we can see the main movement tech in this game, which is sprinting. And with that comes a very important thing to keep an eye on, and that's the stamina management, because the way the stamina drains in this game is a little bit wonky. Basically, every time you press the sprint key for the first time, you get a burst of drainage, and then it sort of starts draining more slowly. And every time you're mid-air, you get the extra burst of drain once again. So we need to make sure that we don't walk over small bumps or little stones that will make us mid-air for a split second, because that's the easiest way to completely lose all stamina and makes you move slowly.
I got through that section without losing running speed once, so that was fine. There's so many bumps here that you can trip on and lose your running speed.
Just gotta raise the tree, and then we get to skip the rest of the cutscenes very mercifully. Not on your first playthrough.
Yeah, you have to see the cutscene to be able to skip it.
That tripped some people up when we first started playing the game on the release.
Yeah, for example, like in Giza, there's a section where you can get a different cutscene if you do certain things in certain order. And if you do that differently, then you get the new cutscene you haven't seen before, and you might get confused.
You said it was very good.
It was. Just not good enough.
Nice light. And here we have a little skip, because there's a change to this section compared to the movie, and you have to press the pressure plates to activate them. But if you throw away the torch and then jump, basically bunny hop across the plates, you get to not die to the darts. Just about barely. You can see 83's got 1 HP bar now. The HP is in the bottom left of the screen. and I'll explain the more nuance of the HP bar later, because HP management is very important for some skips in this run. Now, turns out it's all a dream, and now we're in the actual story of the game. 1 year later, 1937, and Indy has woken up at the Barnett College after a party, I suppose.
Swell tonight.
Something is wrong. It's the Giants. So here we have a first fight with Locus, and in here our goal is to get grabbed twice as fast as possible, because you have to lose this fight, you cannot defeat him.
In this display case.
Yeah, Indy gets knocked out, and here we have the first puzzle section of the game. This one is a simple one. Put the statues or artifacts in the right position, and the game lets you continue. Now we do a little bit of investigation, which involves raising this bookshelf so we can reach the amulet that's hanging from the window. And after that, Indy will want to pack up his items in his office. And there's a neat little optimization we can do in the office, because one of the items we need to collect is the photo of the cat mummy that is now missing and that Indy wants to get back from Locus.
When he left through the window.
And if you press the use key on the very first frame after you collect the photo, you get to skip the sort of inspect animation that Indy will do.
Yeah,
Saves a couple of seconds.
but it's a bit tricky to land, but I'm gonna try to get it. So first the pendant, that's how I actually do this, then the whip, and then the picture.
Just where are
No,
you
I didn't get it.
Only the essentials.
I see.
So you can skip that dialogue there, or
You know,
the inspection screen there by nailing the trick. But yeah, we are heading for Vatican.
On next plane to Rome. Stop. Need help. Stop.
That's going to be the first
Stop.
movement-heavy section of the run. And
My friend, stop.
that's why I sometimes call it this is Mirror's Edge, but Indiana Jones, because we get to do some
Subtlety
pretty
is a
parkoury
virtue.
movement.
Stop. Antonio.
Let's see if I fall down here.
cosa ci fai?
We start off with a little whip climb, and here is a small movement optimization that 83 will be doing throughout the run, and that's facing away from the wall, because the climbing animation, when Indy doesn't have his legs propped up against the wall, is much faster than the opposite. And here he'll vault over the railing, and let's see. Didn't manage to skip the fall damage.
Actually, I just take the damage there. It's like my intended way to do it. Like the way I have routed it. But yeah, you can land on the side there, I know, but I feel like setting up for that is like I'd rather take the damage and then heal up later.
Yeah, I know
In the
Matt
later
somehow
part.
does it consistently, but I always just take the damage.
Oop, almost got bounced off by the spikes.
Closer.
Yeah, so this is the parkour, grabbing the fence and then from that jumping to the scaffolding, all of that to skip as many climbing animations as possible.
Lost some
And here-
stamina there when I started running too early, but yeah. If you wait for
Here
some
we do a
stamina.
little unintended jump.
And I messed up the jump. And I need
Yeah,
to
you
do
can-
the whole thing again.
Oh, that's unfortunate because we've been
Yeah.
aggroed, so we didn't trigger any of
Yeah.
the checkpoints. But that's fine, that's what the estimate is for.
Exactly.
So what he was going for there is it's possible to jump from that window and grab the zip line
Yes,
that's
yes.
there.
I just didn't get the jump
That's-
there.
Yeah, that skips going around the roof of that citadel.
Oh, I got it now by
I
accidentally.
believe up some. Nice. And up some stairs. case you haven't seen these games, in terms of gameplay, it's sort of intended to be half a stealth game because there's lots of enemies and you can't really handle too many of them at the same time. But for the run, we just run past everybody and ignore the enemies. But that also carries some risks with it. But that's part of the deal. Nice, you managed to skip the grabbing animation this time around. But if you play as intended, you also have to search for a key in this area to open the door.
To be safe here, I have the console, so I'm gonna set up a save point there. So yeah, but I got it. So I could get back there, so I don't have to redo it again. That's actually one thing that I really miss there, and of course it happens in a marathon setting, because that's when all the things happen that usually don't happen.
He said the thing. Alright, we have to beat this one guy to make Antonio open this door so that we can continue.
A Benito serve altro per renderlo a proprio agio.
Il duce non sarà mai a proprio agio dentro il Vaticano.
We're eavesdropping here, some fascists
I suoi ospiti.
Domani.
talking about somebody arriving.
Here we're stuck in a little room, so nothing we can do until Antonio opens the
I
door.
think they're gone.
Yep.
Father Ventura opened the gates to the Vatican. Now the fascists are everywhere. Shameless.
Who's the guest they're waiting for?
I have no idea. Almost there.
And I think now is a good time to explain the consumables in this game.
Yeah.
So there are two kinds of consumables you can collect in this game, and that's pastry and fruit. Fruit is less useful of the two because it gives you an extra single-use stamina bar, which allows you to usually sprint or land more attacks during combat, but because it's single-use, it drains quite fast. The pastry is much more useful because it's extra health. It's basically like an armor that you can eat.
Pretty much, yeah, that's a good way to explain it.
Yeah, and that's extremely useful for us because I mentioned before, a lot of tricks in this game require health because they involve falling from heights and you need to survive that, of course. So you want to have the full food bar or armor bar, if you would, and also carry extra food in your backpack or in your satchel. You can carry, by default, you can carry 3 pieces of pastry. You can carry more with upgrades, but we don't get any upgrades for the speedrun because it's not worth it. I mean, not any food upgrades. We will get some upgrades. I guess 2 you do when you're out, right?
See if I can't find
Yeah, the Pep and Brawler 3 in
Let's see if this works.
Pep at the start of Giza and then Brawler 3 in the dungeon.
Speaking of dungeons, here we have a first
Secret entrance.
tiny one. Go into the library cellar.
What's your step? I've been asking to have the library.
Find the first mention of the giants here in Vatican. And so because we do want to get some upgrades, we need to collect
Gate open for you.
some collectibles, such as that ancient relic, which was that little
That's right.
stone thing. Because when you collect these collectibles or nodes around the world, you get adventure points, and the adventure points is a currency that you spend to purchase the upgrades from adventure books, which is also a kind of item that you collect. So in order to get an upgrade, you need to find the book and you need to have the currency to purchase it. That was a nice dialogue skip by 83. If you earn both...
interact with the place quickly enough, get the papers.
Yeah.
I guess that's the cue for that.
I'm sure it will. One way or another.
The way Antonio gave us the priest key, which is required to open those doors with a little picture
Connection to the cabin.
in the glass, colored glass.
About that camera, too.
And also, to be able to open the door, we need to be in the priest outfit, which we are wearing right now, because this game has a disguise system. Now 83 goes into this tent in order to collect the PEP 1 upgrade, and this might be the most important upgrade in the game, because what it does is it massively increases stamina regeneration. Which you can imagine in a speedrun is the most valuable thing, because it allows us to sprint more often.
That does sound pretty important.
Yeah. Alright, now we'll be coming up onto the first major skip of this run, which is the window skip. Basically what we're supposed to do in this part of the game is to go into a dungeon and complete it so that we can meet Gina on the other side. But 83 will block this door with this wrench so that he can jump on top of the door from the window sill, and then from top of the door we can climb onto the top of the map, because it turns out that the ceiling in this specific building doesn't have collision. And that way we go out of bounds, and we get to fall into this little chapel, which is behind a locked door, and you're normally supposed to enter it from the other side after you leave that aforementioned dungeon. But we get to the other side immediately via out of bounds, and here on this balcony we trigger the cutscene that counts as meeting Gina, and meeting Gina will fast forward us in the main story. So now we are able to go to the fountain and enter the second and final dungeon of Vatican.
Yeah, the scaffolding at the fountain isn't built until you meet Xena, so that's what prevents us from getting inside.
Should definitely bring us back to the library.
Now we're just making our way to the fountain. I'm gonna wait for my stamina to recharge here before I start running. There we go.
There's a bit of randomness in this section, because sometimes you can carry over the aggro from the previous section. If you aggro the guards before doing the window skip, they can still be mad at you at this point sometimes.
Yeah.
But that's not what happened to you, because I don't think you even aggroed the guards at all.
No, I didn't. Yeah. I'm gonna change to Indy's outfit again, so he can do some adventuring.
Yeah, there is a statue that we need to interact with, and for that, Indy needs to be wearing his outfit. We grabbed it from the floor, which is not intended, but you can just barely reach it, and that triggers the cutscene and changes the scaffolding so that there's a gap that we can jump up and climb the scaffold.
Yep.
Now we have to complete this puzzle.
Sounds like they did something.
Align the statues.
So notice that when you see Indy's legs just a bit, that's enough. There we go. That's like the how much you
And
need
it's
to
the
set
setup
that.
for the puzzle
Yep.
to, of course, optimize how long you need to rotate the statues for.
And this will be automatic when I reach the right point. There we go. Now that because I didn't take damage there, I don't need to heal up here.
Perfect. Alright, now in the intended way, the puzzle would continue. There is a section of 3 things that you need to solve in order to open the door to the dungeon, but we can skip all of that because it is possible to climb up this statue and then grab this stone that sticks out, and from that, once again, the ceiling here doesn't have collision. And from through the ceiling, we get to go out of bounds, and here we have the dungeon. 83 will fall precisely on a little torch sticking out of the wall there in order to survive the fall. And now just one more fall, taking damage, and we have perfectly used all our health, because if you notice in the bottom left, the health, You normally,
Yes,
at the start of the game, have 3 white health bars. But if you're wearing Indy's outfit, you have an extra yellow bonus piece of health. And that is so important for these skips because that allows you to survive 3 bars worth of fall damage. And the great thing is, if you still have the yellow health bar left over, the last white bar will infinitely regenerate for you.
Oh, I fell down.
Now we are in the giant tomb or whatever it is, and we can immediately skip the rest of it because once again, in that corridor, the ceiling has no collision. And from that, we can jump on the ceiling of the Vatican archive, and here 83 will trigger the checkpoint and then quit out into the main menu for about 2 seconds, because that is important in order for Gina to spawn in to this corridor after you load the checkpoint, because we need Gina to be able to progress through this door and further into the game. If she didn't spawn, you would be soft locked.
Are we trapped? Is this a
Actually, I had an issue with my down pass version of the game because we are playing on a down pass version on the update too. Something had broken with my down pads. Xena was never spawning in here, and I was confused about that. And then I re-downloaded the down pads, and then she started spawning again. It was a bit weird.
Interesting.
I did like 5 tries in a row, and it was like, why isn't she appearing?
Same symbol
And
Antonio and I
re-downloading the files fixed that.
Antonio?
Wonder if that was some leftovers from the newer versions in your files.
Might be. I juggled between I have different folders for the down pads and the current version, but
They built quite.
something might have broken.
Alright. This is Locus, and we have to fight him once again. So we will defeat him in the most Indiana Jones way ever by shooting him repeatedly.
Put the weapon away accidentally there.
Bash him with the pistol to finish him off.
Then a few more hits and then he's down.
I can feel a pulse.
You were right about the Giants.
We don't want to be
He's
the one
dead.
who wakes up. Hey, where are you going?
There's actually a thing here on the first pass or something like that. When you enter the room, Xena would go to this door and open it immediately. I saw it. I think it happened to me once, but I never was able to do it again. So you could skip the whole fight with that, but it might be something
Always thought it was a damn.
something else because it happened in a casual playthrough of mine.
Quite the
I
collection.
think I got everything there. I think.
Maledizione.
We'll see if we can pipe up at the start of Giza.
I cannot open. Do you still have that pendant of yours, Dr. Jones?
Under this one.
We are almost done with Vatican. Now we have just the epilogue section.
Nichts. Nur der größte
We have to
Erfinder
board the Zeppelin.
nie von ihm gehört.
83 is swinging with the whip just so that he can
I didn't
climb this up a bit
didn't
faster.
get the one that I wanted, but we'll take that. So in my routing, I take the bullets here, so I take the right path. So that works with my bullet routing. Some people take the left one, and I feel when I take the right one, the guy at the top that you need to push around, you don't need to push him. You can just run past him. So I take this route, climb up, I grab the bullets here that are hidden on the left.
Yeah, we need to restock on bullets because there will be one more boss that we get to cheese with the revolver
Yes.
if we have the ammo for it.
So this is a bit slower here to get up, but I think it pays out because this guy up here, this one, would have to push him around. Now I can just run past him if I take that route. So I think that evens it out, the difference there. And I have the bullets. Now I need to wait for my stamina to recharge so I can do the climb here to the side.
It's a bit similar to Tomb Raider Angel of Darkness, where hanging onto ledges drains your stamina. You cannot do it forever.
kind of need to be careful here with your binds. I have fallen down from here.
I said don't move!
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't know that's
if you press the wrong button here, you can fall down from the whip here. And the time it takes to climb the whip doesn't really matter because Xena will always take the same amount of time to come and give her hand to you. So that's what I've noticed, that if you climb slowly, climb fast, it's the same outcome in the end. Because she will do her animation. If you climb fast, you need to wait for her. If you are slow, then she'll be there faster. But of course, we try to go fast whenever possible. We grab the money here for the lighter, nothing else.
In each of the 3 big hub levels in this game, you are supposed to purchase one item that lets you progress through the game.
Okay, so how are we
In
gonna
Vatican,
find
it's the
the
camera, but we skipped it completely. However, the game just gives the camera to you when you arrive in Giza because you're supposed to have it. Here, we need the lighter to be able to finish Giza. We're not able to skip it, and that's why we need to collect the money.
Finest, Iris is food.
Trigger all the
Papers.
cutscenes here, and now while we wait for Naval to talk, we get to collect the last bit of collectibles, and now 83 has enough adventure points to purchase Pep,
And
which is going to be
enough
very
time,
handy for
enough
the
time to
section.
reload my
Just
weapon too.
as well,
With those
that's
bullets.
nice.
That's why I picked them up there.
You can see that reloading the revolver takes a lot of time, so you need to
Yes.
find the right moment to do it without wasting time.
And I
Alright, now
reload
we
the-
run across the entire desert.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
I reload
I have
the
notes
rest of the
for
bullets
fronts.
just before the boss fight there, before I activate the statue. I could reload all of them there, but it's a bit tighter window and there's free time there, so. And with the route that I'm taking in the compound soon, I won't be picking up bullets there. I can get bullets later in the once we meet boss in that room, but those bullets there help, and then reloading them there. That's the way I do it. My routing.
Yeah, taking bullets in the Voss room is a pretty decent opportunity because they're really close. But reloading them is a bit harder. I think it's good time to explain where we are going, because the main initial objective in this area in Giza is to collect 5 stone tablets, and then Naval will smuggle you into the German camp. But we will skip collecting any tablets and go into the camp immediately by doing a little trick, which is essentially a wall jump. Wall jump, jump off a wall to be able to vault across the gate. And in order to do that, we have to lower FPS. The minimum frame rate that we can lower to is 24. Now 83 will just walk next to this sign to activate the fast travel point for later.
Let's see how many
it's time
tries
for
this
the-
takes.
Wall jump.
First try, second try, third try. It's usually third try for me these days.
Oh, that was awesome.
Now we are inside the camp, and the objective here, to continue with the story, is to infiltrate Voss's office, because that's where I believe that's where they find the diary of Gina's sister.
Yeah, at the first office, the boss's office. Yeah, that's where the diary is. Grabbing some food there for later. I'm gonna be taking the left route here. Gain my stamina
This is
back.
the newer route, and it's pretty cool, because the intended way is that you reach Voss's office from above via a hatch. But it turns out, since we don't have Gina here, as she is supposed to, you can just jiggle the handle of this door and will eventually open by itself.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure why that happens.
Oh, here's the journal. When Tina is not here, there won't be the dialogue, so
The confusion of
it's a small dialogue skip too when she's not here.
More symbols.
Have some
The one on the
stuff here,
stone,
then
secret monastery.
we need to take a picture of Voss. You can actually take it from afar too. Or without zooming in, I mean.
So that's where I lost.
Then, actually, I need to eat my fruit and grab the key.
Having the key ready in hand, small optimization, so that you don't have to do the animation of pulling it out of your pocket right in front of the door.
And as you can
And this
reach the lock from afar, so it helps with that too. It's a bit scary section here.
As you can see right now, we anchor the entire camp, so this is a pretty dangerous section, easy to die if you slow down just a little bit. And that's where the stamina also comes in handy.
Should snap a picture of this tattoo.
The bullets here, I'm gonna grab 2. Pendant. And then we need to escape the place with by different means than normal.
Yeah, because Gina is not here, she cannot open a door for us here, so we have to do an unintended jump and escape via the ceiling window. Now for the escape sequence. And another side effect of the NPCs not being in their intended locations is that this tunnel doesn't collapse, so we can just run through and skip a crawling section.
There was overlapping dialogue here
Who, Gina?
from
Yeah, sure.
From different
I like
parts.
having a pain in my... Bless you.
Because if I remember correctly, you were supposed to get stuck in that corridor where that naval was hammering down. And I think that's dialogue from that
Yeah,
part.
exactly.
Even though it doesn't happen, it still triggers.
The wall looks weak here. This could be...
Wait for my stamina here before I start running. Yeah.
And we are out of the camp, and very conveniently the exit from the camp here is very close to the village, and the village is exactly where you can buy the lighter that we need. So the route just comes.
It does, yeah.
Dream stealing. That's what I saw. Better make sure
That's
there's no
just enough stamina to reach her.
keys at first. What are you... I'm gonna be crawling around Egyptian tombs. Why would they come in handy? All right.
Yeah, but I do take this route so it's safe. It doesn't really lose that much time. Safer, at least.
Now there is just one more thing that we need to do before we can enter the final dungeon, and that's take some pictures of the Dream Stealer here at the Sphinx. And it's very important that we don't get aggroed here, because if you're attacked by enemies, you cannot fast travel.
Small thing that I do here, while the game is loading here, I'm gonna be buffering run and forward, and Indy will run a few steps from the post during the loading screen. Something I figured out by accident. So I'm gonna be grabbing Prowler 3 from here, this tent, and a cookie. Prowler 3, the cookie, and
It's
the
also a neat
sledgehammer.
optimization.
So I don't
by
need to pick it
taking
up from the near the cave, because from what I've
photos in
tested,
this
you run
order,
as fast with an object in your hand than
Don't have to
without.
wait
Even though it looks a bit
for
slower,
one of
I was timing it up and it seems to line up.
before you can
That the speed
take
is the
the last
same.
photo. So
Waiting for my stamina there.
now we run it.
Right, this is the area marked on the Dream Stealie. There has to be something here.
Cool.
Yeah.
This isn't a tomb. What purpose did it serve?
Break the wall. Grab the tablet. Then I'm gonna quickly take a picture of this and then
Looks like a Damic.
place this one before
Lombardi's note. There you go.
this cutscene triggers. And now
I should take
I'm
the photo.
better set for this puzzle here. Light up these posts here to be able to take the pictures.
Shot. Lazine.
Now I just need to take the rest of the pictures here.
It's reacting. Chad Sharan. Chad Shadon. Uha. I don't think that's all of them. Now let's line the photos on Lazine.
Say the words in the right order. And now the floor will reveal entrance into the caves.
Do you think that's Locus looking up there? Or some other guardian?
I think that would be Locus. Yeah.
I would think so too. Now we are in the dungeon.
Nice slide there.
Yeah,
It's a little.
a little optimization.
Yeah, you can get a slide boost if you slide just before running off a ledge. You get to do it multiple times in this cavern.
Yeah. I usually
Here we
just
have the-
do this thing first and then I turn them both at once. But yeah, you can explain the thing.
Yeah, this is the main sunbeam puzzle in this cave, and it's, I would say, the biggest reason why we play on easy puzzle difficulty, because that affects how complicated the puzzle is. On easy, you only have one combination that you need to input, whereas on the regular mode, you see those bronze plates at the door. You would have to put in 3 different combinations in order to unlock the door completely.
There's a piece of a mirror.
Grab the mirror, put it into the place to activate the final plate and open the door.
This guy's here.
And while the door is opening, it's the perfect opportunity to buy the upgrade.
Yes.
Abandon all hope, ye who enter here.
So let's see if I get the slides here through the gaps.
It's very satisfying
first.
when you hit it. Nice.
No, didn't get the second one. Nah. You just have
2
to
paths
slide
through this large room,
slide just before the. Yeah, but yeah, 2 paths.
but the left one is just better.
Yeah.
That was close.
Activate the lighter and run for the dark cavern, whatever it is.
Yeah, we're coming up to the second boss fight, which is the Blind Guardian. So the mechanic here is that the room is pitch dark, and he cannot see you, but he can hear you, especially if you walk over the coins that are lying all over the room. And he has a very nasty grab attack, And whenever he does grab you, he also teleports away during the fade out. So you really, really
He
don't
doesn't
want to get
reload
grabbed.
the weapon. Okay, now he does. Lost a bit of time there, but yeah, let's go. We need to reactivate the touch blades because the place went dark after the cutscene triggered there. Come up here, just shoot the boss. Try to hit him with all of my 6 bullets. Then quickly go for... Don't reload the weapon now. Don't grab me. I just saw it happening.
You can see how his range far exceeds what you think he might be capable of.
Again.
Very nicely hit the shots. Ah, unfortunate.
He should stagger from the charge hit, but sometimes he doesn't want to stagger.
Nice. I wanted to mention that if you land all the bullets, then he can be defeated with just 2 staffs worth of durability. Whereas if you miss some bullets, you need to hit him with 3 staffs.
Or punch him a few times after the last.
Or that
usually,
works.
yeah. If you miss 1 bullet, just hit him a few times with your hands.
And the con of using hands is that you have to get much closer to him, so you're that much more vulnerable to getting grabbed. But yeah, that was the Blind Guardian boss, and we got the Idol of Ra, the main MacGuffin of this section of the game. And now we get to escape from the pyramid.
So here's a mandatory cutscene that will go on for what is 2-3 minutes.
Herr Sturmbannführer, wir haben ein SOS
Something like that.
der Mannschaft erhalten.
And then we can play some whack-a-mole with the scorpions.
Wo sind Sie? Im Himalaya, Herr Sturmbannführer.
But we are not whacking them. We are
Im Himalaya?
blowing them away.
Das ist ein gefährlicher Aufstieg zu dieser Jahreszeit.
Überlassen Sie das mir, Herr Sturmbannführer.
Um Gottes Willen, nein, Oberst, bitte. Ich werde doch nicht meinen wertvollsten Mann bei so einer gefährlichen...
It's unfortunate for us speedrunners that this is for all intents and purposes a cutscene, but we technically still have control over Indy.
We can look around.
So there's no skip prompt here.
Oberst, vergessen Sie nicht.
It's a funny thing because I play on ultrawide monitor. I'm playing on 16:9 for the event, but there's a pyramid there on the left and also on the right. They drive off soon, and when they drive off, they drive through the wall into the pyramid. You can see it if you look to the side with the ultrawide with the extended vision.
Dann etwas Bestätigung. Und der willensschwache Mann schwört seine unsterbliche Treue.
I've also seen on one of the older versions, you can glitch out this cutscene so that their cars are not spawned in, so you can see them sit in midair and fly off like Superman's.
I've never seen that.
Want you to catch a sunburn? Would we, Dr. Jones?
We're gonna be doing this part, and then soon we are at the point where we are gonna be having a small break after this minigame here, and then a cutscene. Oh no, too early. We wanna blow air at the scorpion at the first possible frame there, when it stops moving. That will cause the rest of them to spawn in. And then it's just on a timer here.
Oh, no, you don't. Get away. Go.
That was definitely a weird bit of gameplay.
Yeah. Small mini game there.
Help me! Dig faster!
And then it's time for our break here.
Wonderful. Yes, we are gonna take a short break in the middle of the run here. So do use this opportunity to go get yourselves a drink. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Fast Travel and this Indiana Jones and the Great Circle run. Don't forget, if you missed the first half of this run, if you're only just joining us, you can catch up on past Hotfix shows, special events, GDQ marathons, anything over at youtube.com/games done quick. So make sure you head over there, subscribe so that you can watch these videos when they go live for you. Without any further ado, we are going to get back into this very sequence-breaking heavy Indiana Jones run. Take it away.
Okay, let's continue. We are heading to Himalayas here.
Cold.
What I did there is I skipped a cutscene during the transition there, which allows Gina to start moving earlier. So that means that when I reach this cliff here, I can progress immediately without having to wait there. It's a small optimization too. And I reloaded one bullet there to my pistol, which will be used not here, but soon enough.
You've been here before. What were you doing?
Visiting an old friend.
Here in the outside section, we are knee-deep in snow, so the game doesn't let us sprint. So there's not much we can do in terms of movement here. So it's a bit of a 4-minute walking section.
Watch out!
Yes.
You okay?
I'm fine!
However, there is still a neat trick we can do. This is the one short section where you can actually sprint. And you take the right path, because climbing up these two cliffs is just way shorter than the intended way around the left. And Gina teleports in front of you somehow. So that's a small speed up. And here is a trick. After whipping this broken bridge, we can shimmy to the left, and Gina is supposed to be in front of you, but we can jump and then grab the ledge far away by turning to the right.
And wait for her to get up there.
Section.
Yes. Oh, didn't quite make it, but I was a bit worried about missing it up. And also the thing about that part, if you do it too quickly, Gina will soft lock here. So she would teleport back to the other side if you rush with pulling the debris off the bridge there. So we need to wait until she's on the platform, when she climbs onto the small platform there, and then pull down the debris. It's a weird thing, but it just happens. I lost some of my early runs with that. I was all the way up here, and then where's Gina?
I think everybody did that.
Yeah, and then I actually asked, and you told me how it works back in the days
before they
on the Discord. So yeah, there's a Nazi battleship here up on the mountain somehow. It's
I don't know if I should explain the story or leave it
I think
be
it's best
for
left
the viewers
untold.
if they don't
It's
want to
much
spoil it.
more confusing without knowing.
Let's hope not.
Because it isn't even revealed in the gameplay that we are gonna be doing here. Ah, too early. Oh, yeah, that. Yep.
It's not a big deal because we have to wait
Exactly.
for Gina anyway.
This is a cutscene you can't skip. The wait here until you see a transition up here, and then you can skip. Right about now.
Short black screen, which loads you into a completely separate map from the outside, actually.
Oh, got the slide there.
Finally,
Rare.
we can run.
Grab this to break the ice wall here. Grab the handle. The hand and the handle.
Yeah, by the looks of it.
And I'll be grabbing the bar here at my feet. I'm gonna be using that for the next ice door. Or ice wall, whatever that is.
I'll get this out of the way.
Some big icicles.
Gina,
Coming.
I can't hold this for long.
Yeah, this section of the game could be summed up as Gina, get here.
Yeah. Right. This. Don't wait. Gina will take care of this guy. I'm gonna be whipping this guy's legs now, and then one charge hit and another one, and he's down. And I can climb. Gina will follow.
Nice glitchy ladder.
Yeah.
Alright, 83 will take a very particular route through this to not aggro any Germans.
Stamina there for a moment. This guy is... Yeah, he's there. I'm gonna go over the box.
Ooh,
You didn't even see
interesting.
me.
It's never there for me. It's the first time I see that.
Yeah. He's there or on the other side. That's what usually happens for me. So I'm gonna pull these chains. Get up here. I got another glitchy ladder. No.
You okay?
Solve the anchor puzzle so fast I didn't even have a chance to explain it. But you're not intended to be able to solve it that quickly, but from specific angles you can use the whip. Basically from the top for both
Here's a
points.
meme that I do in every of my runs. It's not mandatory, but I want to push this guy down every time. It's good luck if I do that. I'm gonna stop here for a moment to get some stamina, so this guy won't. I can get past that last guy more efficiently there if I have a bit more stamina. There's a lock. You would have to decipher, but the code is always the same. There's a machine here.
366.
Yeah. Machine there that you use to decipher the code.
It's a pretty cool puzzle when you do it the
It is,
intended way,
yeah.
actually, because you have
And
to
there's a
basically
chance
crack
here
any-
for no, I didn't get the small skip here where you skip this animation. I don't know what triggers that, but sometimes you can just move there immediately and save a few seconds.
Oh, interesting.
I just press random buttons during the after I open the door, and sometimes I can just go for the stone there.
We skipped a pretty massive cutscene. You may have seen it in during the promotional material before the game came out, I think they revealed that entire cutscene. It's a cool cutscene. And now the ship is sliding down the mountainside.
This is actually a bit of an auto scroll. Have you wait for Xena is up there. She's progressing through, and you can't really like go fast here either. You have to wait for her to get there. So if you're fast here, you need to wait a long time. If you are slow here, then this guy will spawn faster here, and then Xena will push him down. Oh, I failed again. I failed in the practice today too. I think I spammed the
glitchy whip.
Yeah. I think I spammed the whip button there for a moment. That's what caused me to fall. All of a sudden we are in Shanghai.
I don't understand what just happened.
Completely normal things were happening during the cutscene.
I don't know. Shanghai! And those are Japanese warplanes!
So here I will, this is how I do it. I'm gonna go here and then I'm gonna look for Xena, and she's there entering the bus so I can progress. I wanna hear the dialogue from her here, so she'll spawn in faster in the next section. Otherwise you will have to wait for her. So she spawned in now when I hear the dialogue. And waiting there for a small moment helps that.
Focus on not dying.
We need to bring Gina all the way to the end of this level, to the plane. So that's why we need to babysit her like this to make sure she doesn't get stuck anywhere and optimally moves on to the next section along her path. Here's a cool little skip. Climb this piece of wood sticking out, and you can use the whip point and swing across the entire street to the opposite side. And that skips a section where Gina shows you the plane and blocks your path for a bit. Just have to pull down the sign so that she can run across and follow you.
A small skip here. I'm gonna slide down here. So I don't do the reload checkpoint here, because the way I do the earlier parts, he will spawn in faster.
Let's get out of here.
So now she's spawning in. I can actually see her. She's gonna be right there, coming in. So if I go there and reload the checkpoint, it will reset her position a bit further in. So it's, if you do it this way, the way I timed it in when I was doing like science with the run, I found it being a bit faster. I'm gonna climb on the plane just because, why not? Wait for Gina to come in. There she is. They're waiting for a certain dialogue from her, because if I whip the plane early here, I will have to wait for the whipping animation to finish, so I don't want to be early, but I want to be as fast as possible.
Hey, grazie a Dio. It's working! We need to get it straight! There! Can't take off!
And there we go. We are off.
I'm trying!
I like to call this section of the game the reference to Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb, because it's a turret section.
Where you don't have to do anything on this difficulty. You just wait here. There's also a small thing that I'm going to be doing at the end of this section. It's a bit of homage to the Crusaders, where Indy's dad shoots the rudder of the plane, and then Indy asks what happens, and Indy's dad says, "They got us." So if you shoot the rudder, Xena will ask thing, and Indy will respond that they got us, and I feel like it. Like there's a certain dialogue at the end of this part, and I can get out of the turret faster if I shoot the rudder there. I haven't actually timed that, but it's just something I always do.
I do the same.
There's actually, we're going to be also referencing Temple of Doom here soon. We are going to be flying through Bar Obi-Wan, or the break up Bar Obi-Wan here. You can see the sign on the left quickly saying Bar Obi-Wan there.
Will be happy.
Cool, I never noticed that.
An old friend.
Maybe you could introduce me.
So that's why he mentions Lao Che. It all makes sense.
Yes.
Stop by for a coffee.
So we're coming to the part soon here. I'm going to wait for a certain dialogue from Xena, and then I'm going to shoot the rudder.
We're losing our cow. What happened?
They got us.
What are you doing, Jones? Are you crazy?
Don't be shy. Out of my
You can shoot the guy, you can punch the guy. I like to whip his legs, because that's an indie thing to do.
Got both of them, so we can complete our Grand Theft plane. Finish the Shanghai section.
I'm trying.
Alright, now we will go into the final big hub area of the game, which is Sukhothai, which ordinarily would be, I think, by far the longest. But we have 2 massive skips we can do to skip everything, pretty much. Starting off with the hotel skip.
Yes.
Probably start explaining it already, because it will go by so fast.
Yeah. We're gonna
So the hotel will get attacked by Italian soldiers, and from the balcony, the hotel is completely surrounded by kill planes. But by doing a precise lineup and vaulting over the railing on the balcony and zooming in with the camera, we are able to just barely avoid the death plane and land on top of an invisible wall, from which we can safely get to the ground and go straight for the boat, skipping the entire ambush section here.
Come on.
This is the lineup.
Oh, went over it.
Come on.
Thankfully, there's a very convenient checkpoint here.
I got it.
Nice, there's the invisible wall. And ideally, also avoid taking fall damage by landing on that fence.
But don't get stuck on the fence, because you can get stuck and wiggle around there for a moment. So you want to land on a good spot there, so you don't get. You can get unstuck there easily, but it takes a bit of time. So when you know where to land there, you can just fluently go down from there.
Now we have to just wait in the boat for a little bit. There is an alternate way. You can do this skip. Instead of taking the boat, you can go to the other side of the river and run into this village. But the problem is, it's so far away that taking the boat and letting you get teleported into the village via the cutscene is actually way faster. So even though it looks like we're not doing anything, it's a net time save.
Yes.
ขึ้นมากันได้แล้วไพลินอะ
เรามาแล้วค่ะลุง
มากับใครเนี่ย
เพื่อนค่ะ พวกเขาออกมาช่วยเรา
So this is the furthest I can look to right here. So I'm holding all the way there, and there's a trigger coming up. I'm spamming E to get it as fast as possible.
Now when we run into the chief's house, we'll trigger a cutscene that will finish the intro section and load into the proper full Sukhothai in daytime. Now, little optimization here is to get near Gina as fast as possible to start her dialogue here with Pylin. Now we have to wait for her to finish before we can enter the boat. So in the meantime, it's a great opportunity to stock up on bandages so that we have full bandages and full food.
Yes.
Because that's important for the final level of the game and the big skip there.
The general's influence is too great.
And I also get the fruit here.
Thank you.
I have use for those.
I will go now, Miss Lombardi.
Oh, no, please call me Gina. I really appreciate
That's also nice. I didn't actually know there's a plate of fruit in the corner there.
Yeah. There's 2 on the right side and 1 on the left side, so you can fully stock up on fruit there. And as you have the time there, you're still waiting, and they will help later.
Wow. Alright, now about this second big skip. So when you play this part of the game the intended way, you go through 2 dungeons and then you get chased by Voss until you get to some rapids and a waterfall. And before the final chase cutscene, the chase section, you are not able to go through the rapids because you die. But then in the final section, Indy falls out of the boat, grabs a branch, and then is able to go around through a little valley and a tunnel and into the ending cutscene. But the ending is always available there if you can get there. And the way we are able to get there is we ride the boat onto the opposite side of the jungle into a corner just before the Temple of the Snake. And underwater there is one specific corner which for some reason they forgot to put collision there. So we can swim through the water floor there and into out of bounds. And then from there it is possible to grab a little gap in the wall that surrounds the level and
you doing okay?
climb outside on the hills. And from there we can run around the edge of the map to reach the exit trigger, the exit cutscene of the Sukhothai section from the other side and finish the entire level in a heartbeat. So right here is where the gap with no collision is. Now we're outside the intended playable space, as you could call it. Just need to gasp for air.
I'm gonna make a backup save here because I have the console unlocked. If I mess it up, so we don't have to redo it. I usually don't, but I'm just gonna. I wanna play safe.
Yeah, this is the gap, and this trick is very nerve-wracking.
And I fell. Luckily, I did the thing with the console there. Otherwise, it's a 3-minute time loss.
Yeah, because the last checkpoint you have is back in the village, so you need to take the boat again. If you mess it up like this.
About the underwater tunnel.
There we go. So this wall is a bit glitchy, but I found it that if you limit your FPS to 24, you can get up it more like without so much of a hassle.
That's neat. Yeah, because the more FPS you have, the more responsive the game's physics is.
Yeah.
So you don't slide off that much if the FPS is low.
As I'm pushing so high FPS on my setup, so it's...
I noticed you got a pretty good PC.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. I don't know why I never thought of that, but the same FPS tech is behind the wall jump in Giza and behind the other way to do the window skip in Rome. So that's great.
Stamina here, and then I'm gonna jump here, and yeah, we are pretty much out of Sukhothai.
So we saw in practice the nasty gap in the dirt. There's another nasty gap in the bushes that you can fall into. That's happened to me once and ruined the run.
I lost health somewhere. I'm missing 2 bars of health. That's a bit concerning. Oh yeah, because I fell into the pit and you did the thing there. You take damage from falling into the hole. So I think I might need to pick up some backup health here.
Silly Indy.
Oh look, you got healed. I think you'll be fine with 5 bars.
I think so.
If you just take advantage of the infinitely respawning final bar.
Yes.
It'll be a bit slower, but we'll be fine.
So have you seen this? What I'm about to do?
You mean the stair jump?
Yeah, from here in the middle.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've even figured out how it works. It's neat.
Oh.
Not supposed to be able to climb this, but if you look precisely to the side like that, Indy just barely vaults up, and then from there you can go up the stairs. And now for the big skip. So jump on top of this lamp, and then by repeatedly jumping and holding forward and right, we are able to slowly inch upwards against this elevator and its invisible wall. And we need all the extra height we can get in order for Indy to vault up on top of the invisible wall on the elevator, and that lets us get out of bounds. And now that we're out of bounds, we want to make our way all the way to the bottom of this large ziggurat. And this is the reason why we need all the health we can get, because it's a lot of falling.
Oh, I took damage there. Oh, that's bad.
There's a lot of routes you can take through here, because I see 83 does a completely different route than I do.
I need to heal up once here. Because this takes two bars of health to get here. And then I need to reach stars here. But that should be enough. If I wait for the... Because I slide up here, I take damage, but not that much. And then I need to wait.
Now this is the final fall, and you need to be able to tank 6 hit points worth of health. So if you split it into 2 halves and once again abuse the heal, you'll be fine. Actually, even without it, you'll be fine because you got 3 bread.
Yeah. Let's not fall on the wrong side of the fence. I've done that. Yeah, we're fine.
Nice, so we skipped the entire ziggurat, which normally you have to free Gina and then go through the ziggurat with Gina. So that involves also waiting for her a bunch. So this is a massive skip. And also another advantage of doing the skip is that this place is supposed to be crawling with Nazis, but they never spawn in when you fall in through the ceiling.
There I ate the fruit.
Tent. Yeah, and I see why you ate it, because this is the final boss. We have to punch boss a bunch of times. And having the stamina coming into the fight lets us land.
See what happens.
More hits. Playing this fight on very hard difficulty was really intense, like a Dark Souls boss. It's a bit more forgiving on easy though.
I know what to do. You couldn't let me outshine you. You're delusional.
It's very important to not be too far away from him, because then he will do a whip attack, which wastes a lot of time. But 83 managed to dodge that, and we're done with phase 1, and now on to phase 2. We just have to kick him a bunch of times. And we'll be coming up on time when Voss staggers and Gina reaches out with her hand. When we grab Gina's hand, it triggers the final cutscene, and that's the end of the run. I'll let you call it out.
Yeah. Right after we hear Gina shout Jones, and when I grab her hand, time.
GG.
GG's, yeah. That was Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Any person restricted. A bit of things happened there, but still we managed to finish the game. Yeah. I really could recommend playing the game if you haven't. It's so much fun, and like 30 hours at least if you just spend time going around stuff, and easy 50 hours if you get everything. Of course, if you like indie, then I more than recommend the game. It's like the fourth movie they never made. Wink, wink.
I think you will be too busy chasing the.
But yeah. Thanks for having me here. Thanks to Kovic for commentary here.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah. I had fun here doing this. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for being here, and thank you for bringing this very, very, very janky run to Fast Travel. It did feel like we were watching a Bethesda game at times. Yes, really, really cool out of bounds, and that like massive drop at the end was just something else. Where can people find you? What are you up to on your own channel at the moment?
I think I will be doing some more indie runs here after I got back into the groove with the prep for the event. You might find me doing this on my Twitch channel. So yeah, if you are interested to see more of this, I might do some world record attempts. I'm like 20 seconds from the record currently with my PB.
Oh, congrats! Oh, good luck to breaking that world record. What about you, Kovic?
Yeah, I also stream on Twitch occasionally, and the last run I've been learning and doing is Quantum Break, which is a cool game from Remedy.
It is, yeah.
Nording Studio.
Yes.
By coincidence.
Ah, wonderful. Then maybe we might see you back on a future episode of Fast Travel. Anyway, thank you both so much for being here tonight and showcasing this. This is a really, really interesting run. It's always cool to see so many differences in the way games they're supposed to be played, and then the way that they're speedrun. So chat, please give it up for 83KY and Kovic. Absolutely fantastic run. We're going to be taking a short break before our final run. But before we do, I just want to let people know about Frame Fatales. They're a community of women and femmes who share a passion for speedrunning, gaming, and charity. And in addition to their 2 flagship events, they host events year-round in their community Discord, like Game of the Month, randomizer events, loads of stuff going on. So type !FF in the chat if you want to learn more about that and you want to get involved, because there's always so much going on at GDQ. And there's so many different ways to get involved, so please do. Right, we're going to take a break before we move on to our final run. And this one, this game is cheeky, and I'll explain more about why it's cheeky after the break. Hello, travellers. Welcome back to Fast Travel, the show where we are taking in the sights, sounds, and of course, speedruns of the Nordic countries of Northern Europe. We've been to Sweden. We brought along our Finnish friend, but now we are taking a slight tangent off to Norway. But before we do, I want to thank everyone for supporting Games Done Quick with all of your subs and gifts and bits. Cheers. We got a raid during the last run as well, so huge thank you. Your contributions are what keep this show running. So if you're enjoying the stream, please consider subscribing. You get exclusive emotes. Of course, you get ad-free viewing, which is fantastic, and access to chat during replays, and all the other good stuff you get from Twitch subbing as well. So thank you very much for your support. And let's talk about Norway. So Norway has a speedrunning marathon called the Norway Speedrunner Gathering. Their next event is next April. And at the moment, they are raising funds for the Norwegian Association for the Blind and Partially Sighted, which is a fantastic sounding charity. So all the best to NSG when they get going in April again. So up next, we have, I think, maybe a first for Fast Travel. We have a very much American game being run by a Norwegian speedrunner. And when Tainted Tally first came to me with this suggestion, I thought the reason for running it was so cheeky that I absolutely had to have it on, because it turns out that one of the fastest languages for running the game in is Norwegian, which is, as I say, I just think it's a wonderful, wonderful way to get a show, to get a run onto Fast Travel. So here to showcase the Norwegian version of 102 Dalmatians Puppies to the Rescue, it's Tainted Tally. Welcome.
Thank you so much, and I'm glad you appreciated my cheeky intro. But yeah, like you said, the fastest language to run this game in is, well, it's not actually Norwegian, it's Danish, but Norwegian is the second fastest, so that's what we're going to be doing. But before I get going, hi, my name is Tali. I usually do retro and horror games, this being one of them, and I'm very excited to get started. You might also notice the title is very different in Norwegian right there. It says Operation Wolf instead of the Puppies to the Rescue, which basically all of the other languages has. But I'm gonna just get in with a new game. Timer starts as I get control of my puppy. So a couple of things just to get through before I can actually start you on time, and then I'll try to explain as best I can as we go. But this is gonna go quite fast, so get ready. All right, time is gonna start in. I'm gonna try and count us down. 3, 2, 1, go. All right.
Woohoo!
So we're gonna immediately go over here and do what is for me a brand new trick that I learned earlier today. Let's see if I can just get this right away. I did. All right, perfect. Good start. So nice. We're gonna do this category is called all levels, which means that we will see all of the levels in the game at least once, but we will be doing them inbound, so there's not gonna be anything crazy out of bounds there. I say, as I did what I just did, I basically kind of clicked through one of the gates early on to skip the entire first level. But yeah, so this is a licensed game. I would argue one of the few good ones, because usually I believe when people hear about licensed video games, they might think that the quality is, not necessarily there, but honestly, this is a genuinely fun game. I do recommend that all of you play it casually if you can, and obviously we would love to have you come join the speedrunning community as well. Let's see, so there's going to be the main method that we are traveling is going to be with this rolling that you're seeing happening a lot. I will be jumping out of each roll with a jump buffer, because those are basically the two fastest way to move. Rolling is fastest, but the rolling is not infinite, meaning that I jump out of it to be faster than just walking out of it, and then I go into my next roll. And I was a bit worried about that one because during practice, my disc decided to hiccup and just replay that level over and over again every time I finished it. So I'm very happy it let me progress. But the basic storyline here is that Cruella has made her own line of toys. However, they are not selling too well. So of course, the backup solution then is to take other things that do sell, which is apparently puppies, and take those, so the kids will have to buy her toys instead. So we started out in, I believe, basically very central London in one of our apartments, and we're going to try and make our way to Cruella's factory, truly, to try and save our family, because she is kidnapped all of our puppy friends, and it's just the 2 playable Dalmatians that we can play as in this game that managed to escape her wrath by being outside digging in the yard. Now I might need to focus a little bit on this upcoming level because we are already at what is, if you're going for a PB, this level can probably just immediately kill your run because all of the levels so far have been pretty horizontal. They're pretty, straightforward. This one, I'm going to be climbing up the Big Ben. So if I fall, there is huge potential for time loss there. Hang on, let's see if we can... All right, there we go. We skipped most of the first floor with that jump, so we don't have to go all over the cogs and stuff because that is slow. But again, you can see it's a lot of verticality here, so we're going to keep climbing, hopefully get good cycles as well. That is another thing to keep in mind. Oh, I missed that, but that's okay. All right. I also mentioned that there is 2 puppies, and you're about to see. I might as well switch right here. You can at any point switch between Dominator, who I was playing at first, and I believe her name in English is Oddball. She's called like Bounce Ball in Norwegian. I don't know why. But the reason that we do the switch, they play exactly the same. The only difference is a visual difference, and they have different voice lines. And the reason we do swap is that there is an unskippable voice line coming up in a later boss fight, and Oddball's unskippable voice line is shorter than Domino's unskippable voice line. So it's that simple. That's why we choose to play as Oddball. And here's another kind of a scary room, so I'm going to take this very safe. Rather hug the wall than to go too far into the center of the room and fall. All right, let's see. We're also going to play it very safe on these cycles up here. I'd rather wait an extra cycle than to take a fall. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of platforming that we have to do here. And then one more. It looks scarier than it is, but it's not so bad. There we go. Made it out of that room. The worst is yet to come, dude. Do not worry. Let's see. I've fallen multiple times here during practice today, so let's hope that I can do it. These cogs that I'm about to climb onto are incredibly slippery. They may not look it, but you can kind of see that she's just kind of sliding around when I do get onto them. So we're playing this quite safe, just to make sure that I do not fall, hopefully. Oh, and that he doesn't push me off. Ooh. Oh, no. Yeah, okay. That's the danger of this level. A single mistake can set you back potentially quite far. So, yeah. All right, we're almost out. All right. And okay, we're safe. And then we're coming up to the first boss fight of this game, and that's right, the first boss fight is Cruella de Vil. We're gonna actually be fighting her 4 times throughout the game, and somehow her weakness is fruit. I'm not entirely sure why, but we're gonna start by defeating her with some pineapples. So we're gonna hit her with a pineapple, we're gonna hit this bell, which kind of freezes her a little bit. You'll see that here, you have to have a very specific pattern. You can't be too fast or it's not gonna work. But if you do this well, you basically keep her in place and you can just keep shooting her until the boss fight is over. Oops, I did not mean to save. That is not what we're doing. All right, there we go. So that is kind of the overall structure of this entire game. You have your 4 regular levels, and then you go into a boss, and then we have regular levels and then a boss. And then we have this level, which is a bit of a collect-a-thon. All the other levels have been, we start at an entrance and then we go straight to the end as fast as we can. This one does not have the end open to us unless we do a set amount of tasks. So we have to help Fluffy. If you watched the movie, you might remember Fluffy. He's pretty cool. But he's somehow, I guess, working with the museum owner. Not entirely sure how that happened, but he needs help to put some of these items back into place. So I'm skipping the cutscenes. You can't hear him, tell me where to go. And honestly, I'm not sure how many Norwegian people are watching at this hour, so I'm not sure you would understand it anyway, even if you could hear it. But he's basically telling me where to go, which items to grab. These are also a bit scary because I mentioned earlier that the main method of movement is rolling and jumping. If you jump going through any of these, there is a chance that you jump high enough and hit the hitbox for the floor above. And at that point, that is a time loss because you need to go back out and find a way down the floor and then go in where you're supposed to be. Alright, we are almost done. We're going back into this room because we need to... It's a different room than we're actually going to, but we need to get up to the second floor. So this is just the fastest way to get there. Are you following the story so far, Nick?
I think I don't know whether watching the film would have helped. I haven't seen the film.
No.
But I'm assuming no.
No. The only thing it really overlaps with the film is the characters that you see in the game. The characters are the same. The story, not even close. And that was a slope boost that I was able to do right there coming down from the... oh, there is he. To the pyramid. That is the word I was looking for. And now the most important item that we have to fetch for Fluffy is in the kitchen. It is this donut. You might be wondering, what does a donut do in a museum? Well, which exhibit does that go back to? It doesn't go back to anything. He's just hungry and doesn't want to open the door until we get him some food. Relatable. But there we go. We have now completed level. We've fetched every item that we need, so we are now free to leave. All this time, the exit was right here. It just wasn't open to us yet. But yeah, there's 2 levels that are going to be like that in this game. That was one of them. They're slightly longer, more complicated. But for the rest of them, we're basically just going to run to the end as fast as we can, trying to take advantage of our main movement and slope boost. Oh, will you get me up there, please? And slope boost will look like this. You can also use this train to clip in and it will kind of shoot you up this this path here. I'm not very good at that, so I'm just not going to do it because I tend to get stuck in the electricity instead, which is not so fast. But we are now in the sewers. There's a lot of random places that we kind of pass through when we try to get to this toy factory. This part can be a bit scary. These boats are sometimes very mad at me and will try to kill me, but hopefully I'm fine. There we go. Okay. Didn't take any damage. That is very good. Because that can potentially be very scary otherwise. Oh. I forgot that accidentally rolling into him will open that. It's okay. This is not all puppies. We do not need to save the puppies. All of the crates you're seeing all around the place, they are puppies. I believe there's 6 of them in each level, which will add up to... Is it 96 or 98? Now I've lost my math. But we've done the math trying to account for all the puppies, and we're not entirely sure where the 102 are. We usually end up at 100, counting both the parents that were in the initial cutscene and the 2 that we play as. But we're now at Carnival. This level is very fun. This is actually a very complicated level if you play this casually and try to do everything. But again, we're just trying to make it through as fast as possible, so we're really just moving through to the end as fast as possible. It's trickier than it looks though, because your roll can get interrupted by many things. Like if you hug the wall too closely, it will stop your roll, and that makes you slower. But we are now in a sawmill, and this one can be... There's a lot of very tricky jumps in this one. I will probably not go for it, just for maritime safety. Oh, come on. There we go. But there's great risk of falling in this one as well, but it's not nearly as punishing as it would be in a level like Big Ben. Yeah, those logs have some shortcuts that you can use. Very hard. I'm not going for it. We're just going to try and make our way through as fast as possible. And those toys, there are enemies, by the way. Those are the ones that Kroll has been selling. They're kind of mean, so I guess I can see why it's not really taking off and why she's not profiting much of these. I'm going to grab this extra life for marathon safety, because there are going to be a couple of points later in the game where we will take the death warp. So if I take all of my death warps, I will be at 0 lives, even with that pickup. So I will probably not do all of them, just to keep it marathon safe and don't make any mistakes and get a game over. And puppies operate heavy machinery, by the way, in case you didn't know. This puppy is doing this on her own to make sure that we can get the exit open up to us. That's not even the only time during the run that she will do heavy machinery, so be aware of your puppies. Make sure they are forklift certified.
Clever girl.
Yeah, right? And there we go, and we are now back at another boss fight that I'll probably also be playing a bit safe. And this is one that also contains the unskippable cutscenes. So you can see that I can skip all of these as soon as I hit her, but there's one where it doesn't let us do that. Okay, good. That was good luck. That's the one. Jag tror vi nästan har henne. Alright. Oh, Cruella, come on. Okay, that works, I think. Yeah, alright, cool. But yeah, we have once again defeated Cruella. Once again with fruit, this time watermelons. So that means we are halfway through the game already. And we've made it out to the countryside. And yet another level where we're just gonna get to the end as fast as we can. Could potentially be very complicated. But we're keeping it pretty easy in this category. Nice and fast. There's gonna be a lot of characters around there that you can potentially recognize if you have watched the film. But again, the story is completely different. So if you know the story of this game, you're still not prepared for what happens in the film. We have the henchman, one of them down here too. Just running around. He's terrible at his job though, so he can't catch us. And here we are at the second collectathon level. Like I mentioned earlier, there's 2 collectathon levels in here. Here we are with Priscilla the pig, and it's her birthday today. You might have noticed her little birthday hat. But unfortunately, the farmer at this farm is quite lazy, so she doesn't even have fresh water. So our first objective is to make sure that she gets fresh water. And then she has a bunch of chores that she has been left with to do on her birthday again. So we're gonna help her out, and then she will open the door so we can leave. So the first actual chore that we have to do is this windmill, because you might notice it is stuck. We're gonna climb up here and make it unstuck, which is quite easy. We just roll through this stick. And then we can go back and check what is our next task. And our next task is it's gonna be chickens. It's a bit of an annoying one. This is also gonna be the first place that we do our death warp, so I'm gonna go say hi to this bulldozer. There we go. One more. Come on. There we go. Alright, so now on the next hit, I will die. But that's okay, because it's a checkpoint where it spawns you back in on this level is right in front of Priscilla. So that's why we do this, because it's just so much faster to get back. Alright, chickens play nice. Okay. So far, so good. Are you gonna cooperate too? Maybe? Oh, no. Oh, you got stuck, didn't you? That's kind of rude. I had a feeling that was gonna be a risky one. I wonder if I can reset it like this. I hope I don't have to reset the entire level. Yes, perfect. All right, let's try this again, shall we? You're... Okay, thank you. Oh, I was really worried I was going to do the same thing again. First try, let's go. All right, and then we'll use this bulldozer to warp us back to Priscilla. Don't worry, the puppy's unharmed. All right, there she is. And now we have to go empty the silo of grain. I do remember why. Because apparently the farmer's tools are at the bottom. I don't know why he keeps them there at the bottom of his silo. That's where they are. We gotta go find his tools. And this is another place that is quite far away from where we need to be, so we're gonna say hi to this boulder this time. Again, it's completely fine. All right. And then we're gonna get into this silo. And it's pretty simple once we're in there. We're just gonna hit 3 valves. And then we can get out. And you're also gonna notice at that point that there is a box in the bottom. So somehow, Pearl's managed to put a puppy in here as well. I'm not entirely sure how she managed that, but unfortunately this is not the all puppies category, so we're not gonna be saving it. All right, there you go. Another task done. Let's go say hi to this bulldozer one more time. And we will be back at Priscilla.
Bulldozer.
Yeah. Right, so our final task before Priscilla will let us leave is that there's an outhouse that needs to be torn down. So again, we're once again going to operate heavy machinery. This is the key for a tractor that we're going to be using to do this. A slightly different path this time just to get a shortcut, but we're going to basically go up to right next to where the silo was. And there's going to be a tractor park there that we can use. Any questions so far?
Now, I'm no farmer, but I'm pretty sure farmers don't get the animals to do the jobs.
You wouldn't think so. And on their birthday, no less? I feel like that's kind of rude.
That is pretty rude. It's
Yeah.
not a very good farmer by the looks of things.
No, he's very much not so. If I had not skipped that cutscene and you would be able to understand what they're saying, it's actually one of my favorite cutscenes because the farmer will see our puppy drive by on a tractor, and he will mention that to his wife, and she will basically start complaining that he's probably drinking again, that she's gonna leave for her sister or something. And because this is, an early 2000s video game, or maybe late 90s, I don't remember actually the exact release, we have to have our token ice level. We have been traveling through London all this time. Surely this is also London, right? But yeah, suddenly it's full of ice. But that's just all the games around this era just had to have a token ice level, just for no other reason that they had to have a token ice level. But it's pretty straightforward, again, so. There's gonna be like a forced race that they kind of ask you to do up here, but you just go to the bottom and that's it.
See, I work in London, and I can tell you, this looks pretty familiar. This looks pretty familiar. I remember this part of London very well.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I hugged the wall a little bit there to get a little bit of a bounce to try and get down faster. But other than that, you just keep rolling. You can see that I didn't hit a single one of those flags, but that's okay. They're just gonna let me keep going. And we're gonna run into another henchman up here. You're probably not even gonna see him, but I need to take a bit of a specific turn there because he's sitting there fishing. So if I get too close to him, it's gonna trigger a cutscene and he will start chasing me. And yes, it looks like you might need those platforms there, but you really don't. That's another puppy, I'm so sorry. Next time we'll save all the puppies. Alright, and now we're making our way to an old castle. This maybe is more London-like, but we literally go from the ice level to like the greenest level in the game. Which is quite fun. We're once again gonna be operating heavy machinery soon, but this one a bit more ancient. But yeah, it's one more time you just kind of make our way through, going as fast as possible. Not really a whole lot to mention tech-wise on this. I'm trying to think if there's anything I forgot when there was like a lot more going on earlier in the run. I do not think so. I think we're pretty good so far. Alright, so here we go. We have a big, like, trebuchet catapult kind of thing, and we're gonna throw ourselves up the top of this castle. This one can be a bit tricky. There's gonna be a wind cycle that's gonna be happening in certain parts here. If I hit those wind cycles wrong, they could potentially push me back quite a bit. We're gonna try to not do that. But yeah, rolling through them, you're not fully immune. You can see that there's a little bit of a pushback, but it is nowhere near as bad as if you just hit it normally. But we made it through, so we are now through yet another level. We're gonna hit our third boss fight. And we are once again fighting Cruella, this time with, I believe, pumpkins. So this one I'm gonna try and have a bit of a specific setup. So, see if I can get it. We're gonna wait for her to throw a balloon. So we're trying to get her over to this left side where she will basically get stuck and just let us shoot her for free. And there we go. That is exactly what happened. Perfect. So we're just going to do this now 3 times, and that is the third boss fight, which means we're coming up to the final 4 levels of the game. I guess an early heads up, once we get closer to the boss fight, there is going to be some counters happening on the boss fight. When it says 3 out of 3, on the 3rd stage is when there's going to be time, but I'll try my best to call it out more precisely when we get there. That's just your early warning of when it's coming. We are now in a very scary forest, which when you play this casually, you are guaranteed to get lost. In fact, I got lost earlier trying to make my way through here as well. But this is a maze. The first time I played it, I didn't even know that the trees are shortcuts that can teleport you to different places of the map. So I made this look very easy because I know where to go, but first time you're playing this level is genuinely maze, which is funny because our next level is called Hedge Maze. And this level is not a maze. In fact, I find this one a lot easier to navigate. But, you know, you can definitely see the maze in this as well. But we are going to make our way through a very specific path. There are a lot of parts of this level to explore if you want to, but we are just seeing the level. We're not doing anything extra. We're not doing bones. We're not doing puppies. So we're just going to make our way through as fast. Oh, what was that? I hit a hitbox that I didn't see. And we're also gonna, oh, that is the wrong way, see very soon that this hedge maze is apparently also Cruella's backyard. We need to solve this puzzle before they're gonna let us in. So let's see. It is entirely RNG how these tiles spawn. So you actually have to think every time you do this. Try not to accidentally hit one too many times, but that was pretty good. Alright, and now we are going to be entering Cruella's manor because we have now successfully traveled all the way through London. We made it to her manor, which is, I guess, right next to her factory. So we're already really close to the end of the game. This level is incredibly straightforward when we're doing it in this category. Could potentially be a lot more advanced in other categories, though. And you can see, I guess, because her toy business hasn't really gone too well, like, her house is in need of some repairs. Like, look at these walls, look at these floors. This place is not in a good state. We're gonna head into what I assume is her bedroom. It is at least a bedroom, and it's the only bedroom. We're gonna try to launch ourselves. There we go. Up to, I took it a bit easy there. I didn't want to accidentally hit that puppy, because if you do accidentally save any of the puppies in this run, that is an unskippable cutscene, which means, you know, precious seconds lost. We are now in Toy Factory. So I mentioned earlier how Big Ben is a huge run killer. Here's your other one. If your PB has made it this far, it's probably not surviving this level. I'm sorry to say. Oh, so we're probably gonna take this one a bit extra safe as well, because, you know, marathon. Good start. I'm trying to skip most of the early platforming here with a jump, very similar to what we did in Big Ben. There we go. I'm just gonna go straight, it's easier. But yeah, this one is very cycle-based, so there's gonna be a lot of these pistons and stuff around the place. The pistons themselves are not too bad. We can take a few hits here and there. However, I am quite afraid of these, because if you get unlucky with how they hit you, there is a possible chance that they can basically soft lock this entire level for you. Which again, you know, this is a run killer if you get really unlucky. But we're gonna take it hopefully quite safe, and hopefully these will be nice. If they hit me normally, that's fine. It's especially the last one, because of course it's the last one that is the scariest. Alright. Oh, stop sweeping me off. There we go. Alright, so we are coming up on a little bit of a wheel bound. We need to get on top of this short box that we just saw landed in front of us. This one. There we go. Perfect. That was easy. And then we'll jump on top of it to get into this loading zone faster. And now this is the scary one. This is the one that tends to soft lock me. So pray. Oh my god. Let me go. Okay, it did not teleport me out of bounds to a version of this where platforms do not exist, so that's so far so good. However, we're still coming up on one of the hardest games, or not, sorry, hardest jumps in the game. That is also terrifying. So that is another jump that will be taken quite carefully, because we are supposed to lower all these cogs to make our way over to the end of the level, which is right over there. So we're gonna lower this one we have to lower. But we're going to try to skip lowering the next one, which means that it's a really big jump. And I'm going to try to be jumping from here all the way over. You're not supposed to be able to do it. I'm going to buffer my jump. And we made it first try. That does not look scary, but it is. And I'm so glad I nailed that.
Well done.
Thank you. We're now on to the final boss fight. So there's going to be 3 phases. She's not been playing nice with me today, so I'm praying. But basically, we're going to be using these we're using lasers this time, not fruit. But we're going to try and shoot these boxes as soon as we can. It's going to take 5 out of 8. There we go. All right, we got all of them. So this is the cycle that keeps tripping me up. Let's see if I can get this in one. Come on. Oh, no, these guys are not playing nice with me today. Come on, where are you? This is entirely RNG, by the way, where they spawn, so... all I know is that I can shoot them only once. We used to believe that we had to spam shoot these guys, but we don't actually have to. Okay, it's gonna have to be a 2 cycle. That is okay. That is close to the old strat anyway, so I should be able to make this work with old strats for the final. Alright, come on. There you are. All right, so when it says 3 out of 3 in the top left, that is when time comes. So we're gonna shoot, come on, 1, no, 1, please. 2, all right, and then 3 is gonna spawn down here, roughly around now. Nope, okay, I decided to say no. That is unfortunate. I was supposed to shoot that in that, but okay, we'll do it like this. And time. And that is 102 Dalmatians, Puppies to the rescue, where we didn't save a single puppy, which I'm quite happy about, because most of my practice runs today, I accidentally did through at least one for time loss. But all in all, pretty good run. And all of this was inbounds. So if you want to see how this category can potentially be done out of bounds and performed by a TAS, I'm very excited to share that GDQ 2026 will actually be featuring a TAS run of this. It'll be all levels out of bounds by Passeray. So you should definitely tune in for that if you enjoyed this run. Thank you.
That sounds awesome. I definitely want to tune in and see the Taz run.
Yeah.
Always really interesting to see how Taz's can completely break the game open.
Yeah.
And this was fantastic. This is such a delightful game, and you were right with what you said at the start. It's not just a cash grab of a licensed game. This has been. Sorry, I'm just marveling at some of this animation and these models
beautiful.
of the adult dogs.
And the beautiful Norwegian voice acting as well, which is actually good.
It does sound really good.
Yeah.
I wish I knew what they were saying.
Yeah.
It does sound very
You're just
good.
gonna have to play it in English.
Well, this has been fantastic. Tell our lovely viewers what you're up to at the moment, where people can find you.
Yeah, sure. So again, my name is Tainted Tully. If you want to find me on Twitch or YouTube, it'll be under that same name. I usually stream 4 times per week. I usually do retro and horror games. 102 Dalmatians is one of them that I do every so often. And if you're interested in more of Norway, I can shamelessly plug that I'm actually doing a baking stream tomorrow because my community has wanted me to show them some Norwegian Christmas treats that I bake for Christmas every year. So I'll be doing that on stream tomorrow. Happy to talk about Norwegian culture and the silly things that we do way up north.
That sounds lovely.
Yeah.
What a lovely idea for a Christmas themed stream.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for bringing this here and of course
Thank you for having
all
me.
of our. It's been an absolute pleasure having you. And as always, to all of our runners, thank you for staying up so late with me to be here on GDQ.
Yeah.
Any final shout outs?
I mean, I have to shout out the 102 Dalmatians community. I don't know how many of them are watching. I know Passeray, I asked her to come commentate with me, but unfortunately, because it's Thanksgiving weekend, she was busy, which is perfectly understandable. But yeah, shout out to the 102 Dalmatians community. Such a welcoming community. So again, if you want to run this game, please come say hi. Passeray and Avuka have put together some really great resources, so it's super easy to find anything you need. And if you get stuck, we have a Discord, and we're more than happy to help you out. So yeah.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for being here and for showcasing this. That is going to be it for today's episode of Fast Travel. Thank you to everyone who's joined in today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Before we go, one last little shout out that I want to make, and that is about Back in a Flash, because their next event, Speeding Through the Holidays, is coming up. Since we've just been talking about Christmas, it seems appropriate to talk about Back in a Flash's Speeding Through the Holidays, which is going to be December 27th to the 28th. They are they offer a space to collaborate on speedruns, challenge runs, randomizers, while celebrating Black voices in the speedrunning community. So if you want to learn more about that, head over to gdq.gg/BAF. If you've enjoyed today's show, don't forget it will be available to view on YouTube very soon, so make sure you go over to the GDQ YouTube channel, give it a subscribe and click the bell so that you get notified when this episode goes live, so you can watch it back, share it with your friends, and all of that good stuff. Stay tuned. We will probably be going for a bit of an extended break. We've had